Everybody, I am Caroline Best of the Tao of Horsemanship. This is Sundance, and we're going to be talking today for my blog, Everything Horses and More. We're going to be talking about and demonstrating what to do when your horse won't back up under saddle. What do you do? I know there's lots of different things people do when their horse doesn't back up. Primarily, everybody always pulls on their horse. And so I'm here to teach you 3 easy exercises that are going to help you and your horse no matter why, unless there's a physical issue with backing. This will help the mental, like if your horse doesn't trust your hands or because they've had too many people messing around in their mouth with a bit, too many rough hands. Some horses won't back up and they're very defensive. Maybe your bit doesn't work correctly. I don't train with bits anymore and I don't ride with them, and it's not necessary. So not only are we going to be addressing how to help your horse learn how to back up well and easily without a bit, this also transfers over to bitless riding and how to basically transfer out of a bit and into a simple rope halter or a hackamore or bitless bridle. I get that question a lot. Caroline, how do I transition my horse over out of a bit into bitless? And this is where I start all the horses. And again, this approach of mine, these exercises, strategies, my method, all of it, this is for all types of horses, you guys. It doesn't matter your age, your breed, their experience, their level of education, whether they're severely traumatized, lazy, dull, it works. You just have to learn. The key to making it work is learning what works best, that approach. So I'll be doing the same exercise no matter what type of horse, but you're going to learn what's the best approach for that horse. Do I back off? Do I approach and retreat? Do I use a little bit more? Do I not use as much pressure? So first we're going to start on the ground. And this is what we call in-hand work, meaning she's going to be in hand. And then you're going to see how easily this in-hand work transfers over to riding, because you're going to be applying the same level of feel and contact and pressure and release. You're going to be doing the same things, what you're doing on the ground, same technique as when you ride. I'm using a nice soft marine quality, thank you Sundance helping me, marine quality rope halter. And that's all we need. You're going to learn quickly how to tie this lead rope into a rein in just a little bit. Actually, we can do that right now. So this is how I'll transfer, because we're going to work with her on the ground first, but we're going to also work with a rein on the ground. So we're going to take this 12-foot long lead rope, and you guys, I'm going to, let's see if the camera has a good angle, just so you can get the side of us. I'm basically going to have her neck as relaxed as possible, like this, and you're going to see me bring my right hand, my left hand is underneath at the knot here, underneath her jaw. My right hand is going to pull some tension, so you can see where the line gets a little straighter. It's going to pull all the way up to where your hands should be this high when you ride. They should be here, not on your horse. So I'm going to pull enough to have a light contact with where my hands would be appropriately when I ride. Then I'm going to grab the rest of the rein, hold that point with my right hand, grab the rest of the rein, and pull it down to where the knot was. I'm going to make a loop. This type of rope halter already has a loop. You can see with my left finger here. And I'm going to push this loop through that loop. Then I'm going to take the end of the lead rope and pull it all the way through. And then I'm just going to tighten it up. And so this would basically be a Makati. This is your hackamore now. And if she has a long neck. If she was a shorter necked horse, I could tie this to my saddle or my bareback pad. But I'm just going to loop it over and show you how I do it this way. If the Makati is too short, I'm going to loop it over her pole, and you need poppers, these leather pieces. I'm just gonna now just tie it. And sometimes it comes untied. Tie it in a knot, whatever you can do to secure it. There you go. And then it stays in place. And so we're gonna work with her on the ground in hand as if she has reins, because I want this to easily transfer over to riding. So we're gonna need pressure on both sides. All right, so we're gonna go get our bareback pad. Come on, babe girl. I think her pad is up in the other barn. So which one can I use? Let me see. All right, we'll just stick this one on. It's not the nicest looking one, Sundance, but it used to be your pad. Couple spiders. We haven't been riding all summer. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we keep the good tack, the good saddles and whatnot in the air-conditioned feed room, you guys. Too funny. Well, welcome to Tao of Horsemanship. This is the way we are in the summer. It is wicked hot down here. If I'm not traveling, I'm not really working during the summer down here. So I'm just using one of her original bareback pads. This is an old one. It's about, let's see, I think this is about 10 years old. And this girth might fit her, it might not. So yeah, you just tack your horse up normal with your saddle or bareback pad. We have a lot of black widows, brown widows. They're not poisonous, but they will bite. Brown recluse spiders, however you say it. So yeah, we got to be careful. Good girl, babe. So in-hand work that I'm going to show you is excellent. I do it with every horse. It's just a great way to develop the mind, get them to really be focused and connected on you. Especially horses that I've done a lot of rehabilitation with that are really stressed out and fearful of being ridden again for whatever reason, or fearful of being trapped around the face with either a rope halter or a bit in the mouth. They learn all of this in-hand work to build trust and focus and discipline, and it answers and solves a lot, you guys. I can't emphasize it enough for starting or restarting horses and making it part of your daily, in the beginning, your daily program with training or retraining until, you know, when you go to get on, the horse is as soft and responsive and supple as you're gonna see. And I chose Sundance because, well, she's a schoolmaster of mine. She's 18 this year. She is very lazy sometimes, and one of the hardest things, one of many with her, she was a big rehabilitation case, is she just can get really dull and she can just push right into contact. She's not going to be the best, and I haven't ridden her in months, so I haven't warmed her up. And so however she shows up, it'll be great because you can identify with her more easily, especially if she's really stuck and dull and heavy and not very responsive to contact. And she should be. She's had a lot of practice with it, but it's also a mindset with her. So come on, Bibs. Come on. I want a little bit more energy. That's important because that's part of the mindset. I don't need a lazy horse. Good girl. So she needs to keep up with me. So we're going to go out towards the round pen because there's shade, and I also need a dressage whip or a crop right now, and you guys will see why. It's an instrument, a communication tool. It is not for negative reinforcement or punishment at all. It is just to help. It's an aid, an add-on as I call it. It is not the first thing that I'm going to use because I don't teach with it. It's just there to help reinforce and communicate, but it is not used as a teaching tool. None of my lunge whips, carriage whips, dressage whips are ever used as a teaching tool. I want the horse to first respond to me and what I offer through my body, my focus, and the lightness of my aids. And then if she doesn't respond, I'll add more strength or pressure, whether the pressure is a cluck, whether the pressure is a tap, until what? She responds to the lightness of my hands, because that's the key here. Number one problem most people face with the backup is the horse just won't move, and they push into the pressure, or the person just keeps yanking and pulling on the horse. And that's what we're trying to remove and do away with. We don't want to have to pull on her at all. Come on over here so we have a little bit of room. So for any of you that, you know, you can't pick up the rein right now, even on the ground, and get your horse to back up with a thumb or one finger, and she's responsive, but she's slow. So this is a test right now. Love you, but it's a test. So I'd like her to really respond more quickly, and she knows better. So this is where the dressage whip comes in wonderful right now, because I'm gonna ask again, change, yep, and I'm gonna give her a couple taps. Yep, good, good, good. Now, the quality of her backup isn't how I would like it, and I'm going to train your eye on that too. Now, see how she's giving and dropping? That's perfect. That's what I wanted to see. So I have a lot of clients that follow other methods of training until they come to me because it isn't working. And I'm bringing that up because one of them would be Clinton Anderson, and he is one of the roughest trainers out there on his horses. He yanks on their mouths, he over supples and breaks down the tissue, which creates scar tissue. I mean, his horses are just, if he lifts this up with a pinky finger, those horses better get on the bit, so to speak, break at the pole, break at the shoulder, and drop their heads. So I'm not looking for that. That's not the way I teach. But if you do it this way, which is compassionate, you're balancing love and leadership with your horse, you can get your horse that responsive.